Hi, it's Paris from EpicReviewGuys, and I'm ready to start down the road to home automation. This switch is the first step to letting you control your whole house from your phone.
EpicReviewGuys.
This is the WeMo Insight switch from Belkin. It's a little box that plugs into one of the power outlets in your house, and then whatever device you plug into it can be controlled from your phone. It's a little on the pricey side, but new technology always is, and somebody's got to go out and buy it to bring down the price for everybody else. You may have heard in the news recently about the Internet of Things. This is when all the devices in your home, all the devices in your life will be on the internet and all interconnected. This is sort of the first step towards that, because rather than having your lamp, say, have all the circuitry in it to get on the internet by itself, this little box has that circuitry. So you plug the lamp into this, and now you can, from your phone, go on and tell the lamp to turn on or off, see if the lamp is on. If it's another device, see how much electricity it's using. You can also program this to turn off the TV when the kids are supposed to be doing homework. From your office, you can check and see the electrical consumption going through this, so you can basically see if the TV is on or off. And then you can call them and say, the TV needs to be off, and in your office, hit a button here and the TV turns off. So here's what you get in the box, just the device and an instruction sheet. Simple enough, but will it be simple to set up and use? If you're interested in reading more about it, I have a link to it down below this video, and I don't think you'll find it in Target or Sears yet. It's a little pricey for that, remember, at $60. I did get mine though over at the Apple store. They kind of specialize in pricey new technology. Here's the device itself. Pretty simple. The instructions say just 4 simple steps. Plug it in, get the app on your phone, set it up to work with your Wi-Fi, and you're ready to go. Let's test that out. Start out by plugging it in. Got the big power light on top and a little Wi-Fi symbol. And the Wi-Fi symbol is now flashing. So I'm pretty sure that means it's looking. That was step 1. Got an old computer monitor out of storage. I'm going to plug that in now, see what happens. Okay, I found that the black circle on the top that has the Wi-Fi indicator and the power indicator, when you push it, it acts as a switch to turn it on. If I push this button, then we have power. If I push it again, it turns it off. Okay, time to get onto the cell phone and the app. Here you can see I've downloaded the WeMo app and installed it. It's free from the Google Play Store. You can also see I'm one of the few people that has Flappy Bird. I've never gotten higher than a 3 on it, so let's not talk about that anymore. Okay, they want to know which of the devices. We've got the regular switch. Well, here's an arrow. Okay, next, open settings. Oh, they're going to have me look for the Wi-Fi signal that the little switch is putting out, I'm pretty sure. And then look for the WeMo network. So the device is basically putting out its own Wi-Fi signal now, in addition to the Wi-Fi that's in my house. So they want me to look under Wi-Fi. That's actually being put out by the device, and so I've got to join that network so I can get in to program it. Now that we're hooked up, let's try again. And this is asking me which is my Wi-Fi network that I use in the house. Now it's not showing my 5 gigahertz network, so I'm guessing this only works on the 2.4 gigahertz frequency. I entered my Wi-Fi password. Now it's trying to coordinate everyone to run off of my home Wi-Fi network. Except there may have been something about my network it didn't like. Okay, for some reason I wasn't able to connect to that network, but I have another network that's filtered that the kids use, so I've just turned that on. I'm going to try connecting to that one. Still no. Tried moving the device over to the same room as the router, still didn't work with either network, so I went into the router and I set up a guest network, WeMo Guest, with no password authentication at all. It's just an open network that I was very happy to attach to. Of course, that's not so useful because you don't want to have an open network for anyone in your neighborhood to join. So something in the security settings, I think, of my other networks is causing the problem. I'm guessing too high a security setting, which again isn't a good thing because you want to have your security settings high. In any case, it's working now, so let's see what it can do. Well, with the WeMo device over near the router, I was finally able to get everybody to see everybody, and it detected it as a device. And I've moved it since back over here to this room, which shows me that you can unplug it, plug it back in. It does keep the settings. And so now, one of the things you can do with a device is turn it on and off from the phone. So I've got my monitor plugged in. Let's hit the power button on this and see if it turns it on. I heard the click click of the switch. Yeah, there we go. Monitor's on. All right, time to turn the computer off. Do your homework. That works. So after some teething pains with the setup, it looks like it's functioning. Over here I can go to Rules, and this is where I can go in and program it to turn on and off at certain times. You can set it by default to go on and off with daylight and sunset, or program specific times. And down here you can ask to be notified of power use. You can enter an email address, and so if a device, somebody turns on the device that's plugged into the little WeMo device, you'll get an email telling you it's just been turned on. I was just wondering to myself, I wonder if there's an update to the firmware of the little device that might help some of the bugs, and sure enough there was an option to check for firmware updates. I'm going to install that, see if that improves it. Firmware update finished. I'm going to try to get it on my other networks now and see if that resolved the issue with the security settings. I did find this though, that turns out there's a lot more information you can get about each device. I just turned the monitor on and you can tell at the current time how long it's been on, how much power is being used through this outlet, about 32 watts apparently. Well, when you're an early adopter, it's not just the high price of the hardware, it's the high price in terms of your time in sorting out the bugs and trying to get things to work. When you're one of the trailblazing people trying to lead the way to new technology, I just spent about 45 minutes back with the router, setting up the network in different configurations. I was finally able to get the WeMo device to attach to the network when it has a password on it, but it won't work with it as a pure wireless end network. I have to set it at auto, which basically lets it set up the network so it's compatible with older devices. So even though this seems cutting edge, I think when they designed it to work on Wi-Fi, it must have been 2 or 3 years ago. And so I have a very new router that does wireless AC, both 5 gigahertz, 2.4 gigahertz, and has the very latest stuff. This doesn't like it. I basically had to tell my router to pretend it's an old router, out-of-date router. Then this was willing to connect. And all of this so you can turn on a device from your phone like that. Again, if you're interested in learning more, I've got a link to it down below. The Internet of Things is coming. Finally. Just maybe not today.
Shopping is easy when you know what to buy. At EpicReviewGuys, we give it a try. What does the fox buy? Nobody knows, but before he goes shopping, he watches our videos.